The valley of Elah echoed with the heavy, rhythmic thud of Goliath's bronze armor. It was a sound that broke the spirit of every man who heard it. In the Israelite camp, seasoned soldiers retreated into the shadows, pressing their backs against the cold, unyielding stone walls of the ravine. They were trapped by fear, watching as the giant roared his defiance, his shadow stretching long and dark over the terrified army. Then, a boy appeared. David, a simple shepherd with the dust of the field still on his tunic, pushed through the line of shivering men. He did not look at the ground. He looked at the giant. King Saul offered him a heavy iron breastplate and a massive sword.
But David only shook his head. "I cannot go in these," he whispered,
"for I am not used to them." He pushed the royal gear aside, choosing faith over steel. David walked alone to the brook. The water bubbled softly against the silence of the battlefield. He knelt down, his eyes scanning the bed of the stream. One by one, he picked up 5 smooth, white stones. They felt cool and solid in his palm. He dropped them into his leather pouch, stood up, and stepped into the open field. The confrontation was no longer a dream. It was the moment of truth.
The giant laughed, a booming sound that shook the trees. He raised a spear as thick as a tree trunk, mocking the boy. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" Goliath bellowed. David did not flinch.
He reached into his pouch, pulled out a single stone, and slotted it into the leather of his sling. He began to spin the cord. Faster, faster. The sling whistled through the air, a high-pitched song of death. With a sharp, practiced snap of his wrist, David released it. The stone cut through the wind like a lightning bolt. It struck Goliath square in the forehead with a sickening crack. The giant froze. His eyes rolled back into his head, and the laughter died. For a heartbeat, the world stood still. Then he crashed into the dirt with a sound like a falling tower, shaking the very earth beneath the soldiers' feet. The Philistines fled in terror. David stood alone in the center of the silent field.
That night, he was carried on the shoulders of heroes.
The crown of Israel waited for him at the end of this long, dusty road.